We're back with more Fallout Tale of Two Wastelands. In the last part, I told Ranger Andy I'd check on Ranger Station Charlie, but I forgot to. So we're going to start off this part by doing exactly that. There's someone walking around.
Prima's a new sheriff. That should keep the powder gang
A prospector. Huh. Wonder what happened to all the Rangers. Maybe Comm Officer Stepanak would know. Oh, well, this doesn't look good. There's a bunch of dead troopers. Grab their dog tags. I think I might know what happened. I can think of a certain faction that likes to set traps. Watch your step, Raoul. Here we go. Ranger Station Charlie. Switch that off.
Drove the raiders off. No casualties. In the meantime, patrol's back. They're late. I hope they got a good excuse. What took...
Wonder if the next one will have any clue as to what happened here.
This is a message to the NCR from the Legion. We are coming for you. Run, and we will catch you. Hide, and we will find you. No matter what you do, you are all going to die. We took one of the women alive.
Well, that kind of explains it. The Legion wiped out Ranger Station Charlie. Guess I better let Ranger Andy know. Get up, Ranger Andy. I got some bad news.
Hey, welcome. Any word on Station Charlie?
Yeah, I went to Ranger Station. Everyone there was wiped out.
What? What happened?
Members of Caesar's Legion ambushed them.
Those were good men at that station. Good men. This whole town was sleeping a lot easier because of them. Now, who knows what we're in for? The Legion? Christ. We'd be better off with raiders. Well, thanks for telling me. I know that knowledge didn't come without risk. Here, take this. Courtesy of the Ranger Veterans Fund.
Oh, you got 200 caps. And I gain more Novak fame, even though I'm already idolized, as well as NCR fame. I'll be going.
Look out for yourself.
Yeah, if I did that without having already learned the Ranger takedown from him, he would have taught it to me after I gave him that information that Ranger Station Charlie had fallen. You can see here I've come back to Red Rock Canyon. I think we're gonna take care of something here. Let's talk to this guy, Papa Khan.
So the Cub enters the Wolf's Den. What do you want, Cub?
I want to know more about your people.
You want to hear the story of the Great Khans? It's a long one, full of honor, glory, and betrayal. We have suffered, but we will regain our glory.
Sure, give me the short version.
In a hurry, are you? Very well, then. The Great Khans came east, out of the NCR 14 years ago. We ruled the wastes then, and called no man master. But we underestimated the families of the Strip, and they drove us back to Bitter Springs, where we remained until the NCR arrived and drove us here.
How did the three families defeat you?
They allied with Mr. House, the self-proclaimed master of New Vegas. He supported them with the resources of New Vegas. Weapons, technology, caps. They were better equipped, and we could not stand against them.
What happened at Bitter Springs? I got a bit of an idea as to what happened after working with Boone.
When the NCR came to the Mojave, we thought they would be easy pickings. We raided their caravans, their towns, their camps. They couldn't stop us. At least that's what we thought. They tracked us to Bitter Springs and surrounded us. When our children, our sick and old, fled through a nearby pass, the NCR gunned them down. It's because of that we have sworn to take revenge on the NCR. With our new allies in Caesar's Legion, we will crush them.
I think the Great Khans should break their alliance with Caesar's Legion.
Well, you're a bold one, I'll give you that. But why should I do this for you?
You don't really think Caesar's going to restore your tribe to glory, do you? You're going to be made into slaves.
Ha! The Great Khans will not be slaves. Caesar himself has promised us the land from here to the Colorado and the freedom to raid as we see fit. I won't hear any more talk against Caesar or his alliance. The great Khans will answer Caesar's call to war, and the NCR will pay for their crimes.
I'll be going.
Farewell.
And even though that conversation probably didn't look like it went anywhere, I'm going to step outside.
I heard you try to convince Papa Khan not to join with Caesar's Legion. I'd like to talk to you about that for a moment.
Sure, what is it you had in mind?
You want to convince Papa not to ally with Caesar, right? Trust me, you'll get nowhere just talking to him about it. He's fixated on restoring the glory of the great Khans, and he sees Caesar as the path to that restoration.
So what do you think I should do?
Papa can be a stubborn man, but he's not a tyrant. He listens to his tribe, and to 4 voices in particular. Me, Jack, Diane, and Melissa. If you can convince all of us that allying with Caesar is a bad idea, you might be able to sway him.
Well, you must be convinced already if we're having this conversation, right?
I have my doubts about Caesar, yes, but I won't publicly go against Papa Khan based on nothing more than doubts. I've heard rumors that tribes who aligned with Caesar in the past were torn apart and reduced to slaves. Prove it, and I'll back you.
No problem. What would Jack and Diane need to convince?
You'd have to talk to them, but those 2 have been thick as thieves since they were kids. Convince one, and the other will come around.
Sounds simple enough. What about Melissa?
Ah, Melissa. She's a bit of a dreamer. Last time she was in camp, Carl filled her head with stories of serving the Legion as a speculatore. Personally, I've never seen a woman in Legionnaire's armor, so I have my doubts.
I'll see what I can do to convince everyone.
Good. Oh, one more thing. Caesar's representative, Carl, has become fast friends with Papa. Carl's the one who has him so fixated on this alliance. You'll probably have an easier time of things if you can find a way to get him out of the picture.
How do you think I should do that?
Carl talks prettily about the honor and nobility of the great Khans, but I suspect his actual opinion is less flattering. Maybe you could find something he wrote that expresses that opinion, or trick him into losing his cool in the longhouse right in front of Papa.
I'll keep that in mind.
I would too, if I were you.
And that starts the quest, Oh My Papa, which is to find a way to convince Papa Khan not to ally with the Legion. You might remember I rescued one of their drug runners, a guy named Anders, from the Legion. Here he is now.
Thanks again for saving my ass.
So let's talk to Diane.
Damn it, someone offed Motor Runner. That guy was one of our biggest clients.
Oh, I know, right? Who could have done that? Anyways, about that alliance with Caesar's Legion.
Anders got back a little while before you did. He told me what happened. If that's how the Legion treats my people, I don't want any part of them.
And so about that alliance.
Don't worry, Jack and I have talked it over. We'll talk up the idea of breaking the alliance.
There we go. Time to go.
Later.
And I shouldn't have to convince Jack, since Diane's already convinced since I rescued Anders.
How's my most favoritist friend?
I'll ask him about the alliance with Caesar.
Oh, it's cool, man. Diane passed me the haps on that fandango with Anders. I got your back.
And there we go. That was easy enough.
Take it easy, dude.
Now we head back to the encampment by the quarry. We talk to Melissa again.
What do you want now?
Regis says I need to talk to you about speaking against the Great Khan's alliance with Caesar.
You can ask, but why would I do that? Carl told me all about the life in the Legion. He says I've got all the makings of a speculatore.
Did he also tell you women aren't permitted to serve as soldiers in the Legion?
What? No, What do you mean aren't allowed to serve? Why would he lie about that?
If the Great Khans join the Legion, you'll be sold as a slave, an officer's wife if you're lucky.
That lying little weasel. I almost fell for it too. Alright, you've got a deal. You can tell Papa I won't support an alliance. Bye.
And there we go. I've convinced everyone that I'm supposed to of the idea that allying with the Legion is a bad move for the Great Khans. And I'm going to go ahead and slip in here. Don't mind me, everybody. I just need to break into this footlocker and take Carl's journal. I lose some karma for taking it, but let's take a look at what he really thinks about the Great Khans. This journal consists of detailed records and observations from Carl's time with the Great Khans. Many of the entries go into great detail about his opinion of their savage, barbarous customs, and at several points he waxes philosophic about how it's very likely that Caesar's legion will have to execute the lot of them. I'm sure Papa Khan will be very interested about this.
More of my advisors are starting to talk openly of breaking our alliance. I wonder where that idea is coming from.
No idea. Here, you should probably have a look at this, though. It's Carl's Jr. It's Carl's journal. Carl's Jr. Now that's at the restaurant where I order bacon burgers. This is a journal that's very revealing of his true opinions of you and your tribe.
Let me see that. Filthy savages. Probably have to decimate the lot of them. Are these the words of our friend, Caesar?
Great Khans, drive Caesar's dog out of our camp. If he's too slow to flee, kill him.
Well, let's see what happens. I'll just hang back here out of it. And down he goes. Well, he's dead. What do you have on him? A machete. That's it. I don't think he was going to stand much of a chance against the guys with the shotguns. Well, now that that's happened, let's talk to Papa again.
All four of my most trusted advisors have told me we should break our alliance. Maybe I should hear you out after all.
Well, let's talk about breaking the alliance with Caesar's legion.
I've heard some things from my most trusted Khans that makes me wonder whether this alliance is a good idea after all. But I want to leave a legacy of greatness when I die. My tribe deserves better than this, cowering in a canyon and living on scraps. Tell me then, if I don't join with Caesar's legion, where will I find my tribe's lost glory?
Well, you don't need to look outward, mighty Khan. Your tribe is proud and strong. Just go claim your own glory.
Well spoken, traveler. Well spoken indeed. Perhaps it's time to find our own destiny, unburdened by the past. We'll begin readying the camp to move. As soon as Caesar makes his move, we'll depart. We will make ourselves strong again, and we shall conquer.
That sounds wise, so I wish you the best.
If you should ever tire of wandering alone, seek us out. You might just have the makings of a great Khan yourself.
And I'm now idolized by the Great Khans. So now I've convinced them that not only will they not join with Caesar's legion for the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, but once the battle starts, they'll just leave Red Rock Canyon and find some new place to live, where they can try to rebuild their society and find their lost glory. So in the end, everybody ultimately wins. Well, except the Legion, but since I'm actively opposing them, I'm not too broken up about that.
Gesticulate. 1, 2, 3. Damn it, too many syllables. Maybe I should write something about how much the Great Khans suck. There once was a man of stout heart. Heart. What rhymes with heart? What do you want?
What are you doing?
Nothing really. Just trying to psych myself up to try my initiation. Again.
Kind of sounded like you were doing poetry or something.
Oh, you heard that, huh? Okay, so, yeah, I was writing poetry. I know, it's not a very Great Khan-like thing to do. The followers of the Apocalypse came to our camp when I was a kid, and they brought a bunch of old books. I used to read pre-war poetry for hours.
Well, why isn't poetry Great Khan-like?
Have you seen this tribe? If it's not an epic drunken ballad of cracking skulls and hearing lamentations, I think it's a waste of time.
It sounds like you're not happy being a Great Khan. Maybe you'd be happier somewhere else.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I can find my true calling, someplace they'll appreciate my poetry. Someplace like the Old Mormon Fort, maybe. Do you think the followers of the Apocalypse would take me? I remember all those books they brought us when they visited our tribe.
Sure, I'll go ask him for you.
You'd do that? Thanks! I mean, I'd go myself, but what if they said no? The The cons wouldn't take me back, and then I'd have nobody.
Alright, I'll be going.
Bye.
Indulgent. What rhymes with indulgent? No, that's terrible.
So Jerry the Punk wants to leave the Great Khans and go to the Old Mormon Fort to join the followers of the Apocalypse. Let's see if I can help him out with that. Here we are in Freeside, which isn't even really the first time I've been here. We're going to pay a visit to the Old Mormon Fort. Somebody's cowering. Bye-bye. There we go. You thugs want a piece of this? I bought Raoul a new gun. Remember Paciencia, the one that was in Cliff Briscoe's shop at the Novak? Well, I bought it and gave it to Raoul, since he'll be able to make good use of it. There's a kid with a knife chasing a rat.
What are you doing?
Me? I'm just heading towards the Old Mormon Fort, which is right here. I think I need to talk to this person, Julie Farkas.
Are you here to drop off medical supplies? Leave them with the rest in the middle of the courtyard.
I met a kid who's unsatisfied with life in the Great Khans. Would you be willing to take him on as a follower of the Apocalypse?
We're always looking for new members. Does he have any particular talent?
Well, he's a poet, kinda.
Well, I suppose we could always use another junior archivist in the library. Alright, tell him we'll accept him as a probationary initiate.
Sounds good. You said you needed medical supplies?
Rates of injury and illness in Freeside are very high. Supplies don't last long.
What do you need?
Med-X, Radaway, and Fixer are Freeside essentials. I can't pay you for any supplies you bring in, but I could discount the charge for our services.
Sounds good. Sign me up.
Just come see me when you've got some supplies to turn in.
Sounds like you need a steady supply and not just whatever I can scrounge up for you.
So far, the Crimson Caravan won't cut us a deal. If you can convince them or some other merchant to work with us, I'll discount supplies to you.
Sure thing. What merchants do you think would be willing to make a deal?
You might ask around at Mick and Ralph's, or go see the Garretts, though I suspect they're too busy poisoning Freeside to help it out.
Alright, let's talk about something else.
What do you want to talk about?
Things seem pretty rough here in Freeside.
More than rough. It's a damn mess. Freeside townies are constantly picking fights with NCR civilians. Thugs and thieves are always looking for a victim, and the local families are just sitting back making caps on the mess. Freeside is in dire need, but no one has been man enough to step up. The followers can only do so much to stem the tide.
Well, what can I do to help?
There is always something needing done. A few souls here in Freeside could be great assets to the community, if they'd kick their addictions. We need a regular supply of medicine organized, but the Crimson Caravan wants too many caps for what we need. Lastly, tensions between the townies and NCR tourists have been going downhill fast lately. A lot of innocent people will get hurt if things blow up.
Sounds a lot. You said something about helping out addicts?
Yes, old Bill Ronte and Jacob Hoff. They're not going to kick their habits on their own.
Tell me about Bill Ronte.
Old Bill Ronte is an exceptionally skilled machinist. He could fix the problems we've been having with Freeside's water pump, if he sobered up.
And Jacob?
The Garretts hooked Jacob on chems when he was working for them. Ironic, since he used to homebrew detox chems. He's a natural chemist.
Alright, where should I start looking?
In Freeside, the drunks and drug addicts flock in and around the Atomic Wrangler. I'd start there.
I'll see what I can do to help him out.
Sobering them up and putting them back to work would go a long way toward helping Freeside.
I'm always up for helping people. What if I wanted to calm things down in Freeside? Where would I start there?
The big man around here is the king. Not much happens in Freeside that he doesn't know about. He has the most influence locally, and some of his crew haven't helped the situation by harassing NCR citizens and charging double for water. Some NCR soldiers have been bringing in supplies, but none of it is going to Freeside locals. I've tried to speak to both sides to no avail.
Anyways, I could drop off some medical supplies if you want.
Great. What do you have?
I can give her Fixer, Med-X, and Radaway, and since I've got plenty of these things, I'm just going to hand over as many as I can to help out her supplies. I'll be back in a moment. There we go. I've given as much Fixer, Med-X, and Radaway as they need. You can still keep handing in more supplies. She'll say something like, "Oh, well, we've got plenty of that now, but if any more you have would be helpful." As you can see, every time I turned in a Radaway or a Med-X or a Fixer, I gave them in increments of 3, and I gained followers of the Apocalypse fame. That's all for now.
Good to hear. Oh, by the way, I got a shipment of magazines from home I'd be willing to sell if you're interested.
Sure, let's take a look at them.
Take a look.
And then you can buy supplies from her. She's got water, she's got some of the stim packs and other things. She also said she had magazines, but I don't need a magazine. All my skills are already maxed out, so they don't help me that much. Still, I gained a bunch of followers of the Apocalypse fame. And just like that, I'm already idolized by the followers. You might remember I also helped them out at Helios 1 when I turned on the power and distributed it evenly to everyone.
Hello.
Oh hey, it's the Weathers family. You might remember them. I rescued them from the Legion back when I stormed Cottonwood Cove with Boone.
I can't ever thank you enough for saving me and mine. We're free now.
Thank you so much for freeing me.
Thank you. We never would have escaped without your help.
There we go.
Evening.
My actions of helping people are coming back more and more. And I ducked in here because there's an item here I want. Here it is. The Old Mormon Fort snow globe. There we go. Oh, what's this? No sooner do I show up at Red Rock Canyon, there's Legionnaire assassins hanging around, and they're attacking the cons. News travels fast. That's enough of that, you. Think I can't get you with vengeance from this range? I think one of the cons got taken out by the Legion as soon as I arrived. Well, back to Jerry the Punk.
Rhymes with harp. How much ass did you have to kick to get Papa Khan to like you so much?
Well, a couple. Anyways, the followers have agreed to take you on as a member. Go to the Old Mormon Fort.
They did? Oh, that's great. Thank you. I'm out of this crummy camp.
There we go. That was an easy quest. Cry Me a River is now complete. Next one. Yeah, there's a couple of kids here wandering around. One of them actually has a...
Reach for the sky, mister.
It's like, I'll be going.
See you later, alligator.
That thing he's holding is actually Euclid's Sea Finder. If I had activated Helios 1, I would need to get that from him to use it. But since Archimedes is not active, it serves no purpose, and there's no point in getting it.
Evening.
Hello, Jacob Hoff, who's sitting on some broken glass and empty jet inhalers.
You have chems, buddy? I could really use a fix.
Julie Farkas said you need some help.
Julie's a saint, but I don't need help. I feel young and strong, as long as I get my chems.
You look pretty bad, Jacob. You should probably stop using these chems.
Why stop? I feel great. No worries. My guy will be here soon enough. Just wait.
Your guy? Who's supplying you?
If I had 2 caps to scrape together, I'd buy the materials to make my own. My damn hands won't stop shaking. This guy named Dixon. Something about him seems sketchy, but I can't stop now. Last time I stopped, I felt like I was gonna turn inside out. At this point, I'm mostly buying his stuff just so I don't feel sick. Speaking of which, do you have any spare caps?
Oh boy. I'll be going for now. I'll be back, though.
Bye.
Take care of the drug dealer. I could just blow him away right now, but let's see if we can talk him out of selling chems.
Looking for a fix, man? I got what you need.
Yeah, I got something to fix. Do you know anything about Bill or Jacob?
Yeah, man. Those cats are out of their domes addicted to my shit. They can't get enough. Pretty hilarious to watch.
Well, I'm gonna need you to stop supplying them.
Really? Ah, you're such a saint. You know what? I might be willing to stop, if there's something in it for me.
Well, I see. So the NCR is supplying you with cheap chems. To do what? Keep Freeside down?
Wait, man, you can't go around saying shit like that. Okay, I get your point. You won't have to worry about me supplying those two anymore.
There we go.
Bye.
Takes care of him. Now let's talk to Jacob again.
So you're back. Got any chems for me yet?
I've got you something even better. I took care of that dealer. Now we can fix you and clean you up.
What? I need a fix now.
Well, I'm trying to help you get well.
Fine. If you really care so much, then give me some shots of Fixer to calm down these shakes. I'm gonna need at least 10 shots to get me through the week. From there, the followers should be able to help.
I can give him the detox chems, but I can also just tell him, be strong, Jacob. You just need the support of your friends to get through this.
I think you're right. I've been through worse. I'll go to the fort and see if the followers can watch over me while I recover.
And since the followers are doctors, he'll be just fine. And I gained fame with Freeside for helping him out. Alright, next I gotta go find Bill Ronte. I found the Mojave Express drop box.
It can be found at Nick and Ralph's.
Oh, who's this guy? Whoa. I no-scoped JFK. Taste my laser vision. Leave Raoul alone. There we go. Yeah, I'll bet. This guy's actually from the Fallout 76 experience. You can see he's wearing Popicon helmet and Remnant's Tesla armor. Interestingly, that's the only way to get Remnant's Tesla armor is to kill that guy, which isn't normally in the game. He's part of a mod that makes fun of Fallout 76. He's supposed to have the angry German kid lines, but every time I've played, I've never been able to get him to say any of them. Anyways, here's Bill Ronte.
You seen Dixon around? He said he'd be back today.
Yeah, I got rid of him. You won't be seeing Dixon anymore.
What the hell? Why? I need alcohol, man. I'm gonna die if I don't get a drink.
You need to kick the habit, Bill. I'm here to help.
The only way you can help me now is a load of detox chems.
What do you need?
At least a couple of doses of Fixer, a bottle of whiskey, and Radaway. I can take doses of Fixer and Radaway to gradually flush my system over time while drinking decreasing shots of diluted whiskey. This shit better be worth it, man.
And then I can just use my speech on this guy as well. Bill, Julie, and the rest of your friends miss you. They need your help.
Oh, Julie, I've really screwed things up. I'll head over to the fort and get some rest. This has gone on too long.
And I gain more Freeside fame, and that completes the quest. I just gotta go back and talk to Julie Farkas. Before I do, let's head into the Atomic Wrangler.
I've got my eye on you.
Yeah? Let's talk to this guy, James Garrett.
Welcome to the Atomic Wrangler. What can I get you?
The followers need someone to trade with for supplies.
Really now? Well, this is news. We could possibly supply what they need, but they would need to supply us in kind. They have the tech know-how to make our stills work more efficiently. Pure alcohol means we can get our customers drunk quicker. Getting our customers drunk quicker means more caps spent at the tables and stuffing slots, if you know what I mean. Plus, the extra alcohol can serve as surgical disinfectant for their needs. The followers are a good lot. They've stitched up our boys in the past.
Sounds good. I'll see if I can work something out.
Good. We can supply them with all the med-X they need. For the Fixer, we'll only be able to send over some basic drug components. We're not in the business of getting people off drugs, so we don't really dabble in that side of things. The followers should be able to whip some up with what we have available, though. They just need to agree to fix up our stills and keep them maintained, plus cover the cost for raw materials needed to make the alcohol.
I'll be going.
Till next time.
I went ahead and separated from Raoul because I'm going to talk with another person here and get them as a follower.
You took care of our short-term supply issues. In thanks, you can have a discount on medical services with me. Also, I would like to extend an invitation to join the followers of the Apocalypse. Your work here in the Old Mormon Fort has been invaluable, and I can't think of a more worthy recruit. Will you join us?
Sure thing.
Excellent. The followers' mission will be better served with someone like yourself traveling around the Mojave. As a representative of the followers, I present you with your very own lab coat. Wear it well, and may it aid our cause. Also, before I forget, here's a key to a safe house you can use to rest if you happen to be in the area. I'll just mark it on your map.
There we go. I also think I found someone who will be able to cover your supplies.
That's phenomenal. Who did you find?
The Garrett twins.
They supply Freeside with drugs and liquor. From my point of view, they're just better organized pushers. Upgrading their stills would increase their supply of liquor and chems. How does that help Freeside?
With a surplus of supplies, you can use the caps and influence to expand.
Good point. We wouldn't be paying anything for their supplies, just a portion of our food waste to make ethanol. We get food from nearby wasteland farmers in exchange for medical services, so we could put our caps back into helping Freeside. Tell the Garretts we'll keep their stills running if they provide us with supplies. Thank you for arranging this. You've been a godsend.
I also helped out with that addiction problem you mentioned.
I saw them. Thank you so much for helping them. This means a lot to the followers of the Apocalypse. You have our thanks. If you need some medical supplies, come see me. With Jacob working with us, we should be able to spare a stim or fixer once a day.
There we go. That completes the quest High Times. And I'll be going for now. And doing all that has gotten me accepted with Freeside. I think I'll grab the Finesse perk. It gives me an even higher chance to score a critical hit on an opponent in combat, equivalent to having an extra 5 in luck. And since I have a 9 in luck, that'll give me a ton of chance to critical strike someone. Here we go. He was talking to Mrs. Weathers, I guess. He's a doctor, and he's also a potential follower. This is Arcade Gannon.
Troublesome Legion camp got razed to the ground.
Yeah, I know. It was Nelson.
We've shown everyone that these are our new territories.
Alright, Mrs. Weathers, I need to talk to Arcade here.
Hi. If you're looking for medical help, try the other doctors. I'm just a researcher. Not even a particularly good one.
Well, what kind of research?
Oh, you know, finding alternative treatments for common illnesses and injuries. Stim packs out of barrel cacti and other fantastic improbabilities. As far as fruitless wastes of time go, it's quite noble in its aims.
Well, what's the goal?
For the past 100 years or so, the followers have managed to get by using salvaged medical supplies from the old world. But the side effect of medical success is that more people live longer. Funny how that works. Eventually, we'll run out of hospitals to loot. We need new ways to produce those supplies, or maybe old ways if this research goes anywhere.
What kind of illnesses are you trying to deal with?
Cuts, lacerations, broken bones, infections resulting from all of the above. Common cold, influenza, take your pick. There are plenty of ways to die out here, and most of them, surprisingly, don't have anything to do with war. Just common human fragility.
You don't sound too enthusiastic.
I'm enthusiastic about helping people, but nihil novi sup sole.
Nihil what?
Oh, sorry. There's nothing new under the sun. If agave and mesquite were that miraculous, the locals would have figured it out a few thousand years ago.
Well, you can make stim packs using the same ingredients used to make healing powder, which is a tribal recipe. You just put them in an empty syringe and you have a stim pack. Where'd you learn how to talk like that, anyway?
Not from the Legion, if that's what you're getting at. Books, sheet music, gladiator movie holotapes, bits and pieces here and there. The followers have extensive libraries, but we all draw water from the same old well. Even Caesar.
What do you know about Caesar?
I don't know anything that the others couldn't tell you. Caesar was one of the followers. Before my time, of course.
Really?
He wanted to rebuild the new world in the image of the old. A sad story of good intentions gone bad. In that regard, he's hardly unique. If you set aside his leadership capabilities, extensive knowledge, and ruthless cunning, he's just another jerk who steps on people to get his way.
Huh, I never would have guessed that this Caesar was a former member of the Followers of the Apocalypse. Let's talk some more.
Certainly.
What do you do instead of providing medical assistance?
Not all followers are people persons. Besides, someone needs to do research. I have no problem with Julie sticking me back here. Out of sight, out of mind. There are worse things one can be, though I do admit it is a bit boring. Though it has a noble goal, I don't think this research will yield much fruit. No pun intended.
Well, if you're having so much difficulty, how about coming along with me?
No offense intended, but why should I go anywhere with you?
I can tell him I'm going after Benny for revenge and need someone to patch me up. I've never actually seen this speech option before. I'm almost tempted to use it. Nah, we'll go with this one. Things are bad around here. I'm going to make a difference, and I'd like you to be there to help me.
That seems appropriately resolute and yet vague. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and go with you, but let me be clear about something. If you plan to help Caesar's Legion, this is going to be a brief relationship. I may not have all the answers for how to fix Freeside's problems, but Caesar taking control isn't part of the solution. Fair?
Fair enough. I mean, I don't even think the Legion likes me. They keep trying to assassinate me.
There's something about that robot that doesn't seem all right to me. I'm not saying we shouldn't take it with us. I'm just saying that if it were to fall into Lake Mead and be irreparably damaged, and if you threw an EMP grenade in after it, well, there are worse things happening in the world, right?
And I've gotten the better healing perk for getting Arcade as a new follower. So you got a problem with EDE?
It just seems a little twitchy. Some of these robots, you look at them the wrong way, don't screw in a vacuum tube right. The next thing you know, you're a pile of ash on the floor and someone's stepping out of a vertibird to sweep your remains into a Nuka-Cola bottle.
Well, I have been to the Capital Wasteland before, and that probably happened to somebody. These iBot things were all over that place. Don't worry, Arcade, I'll keep an eye on it.
Safety first. That's all I'm saying.
Well, now we have Arcade Gannon as a follower.
I'm not exactly a mercenary, but taking out scumbags of this magnitude wouldn't cause me to lose any sleep.
What are you talking about? We're still in the Old Mormon Fort. These are the people you work with. There we go. Now he's much more prepared for action. Let's talk to him some more.
What's up?
Tell me about yourself, Arcade.
I'm really very boring. You'd get better stories out of a Freeside junkie.
Oh, I'm asking because I'm interested. Don't put yourself down.
Oh, all right. I'm 30-ish. Well, late 30s. I was born west of here. I was an only child and spent most of my time with my mother. My father died when I was young and I never got over it. Oh, and I like medicine and reading books about failed pre-war socioeconomic policies. Right now, I'm sure you're asking yourself, why hasn't some lucky man scooped this bachelor off his feet? Like I said, I'm boring.
You don't like talking about yourself. Why's that?
Some people do. I just don't. Look, I appreciate that you're trying to be friendly, but I'd just rather not discuss it.
Okay. What's your opinion on our current situation?
It could be better. If we can find a way to work toward the independence of New Vegas, that would be ideal. But really, as long as you don't help out the Legion, anything's better than that.
Well, I don't think I could help out the Legion if I wanted to. There's another area that was added to Freeside by Fallout Tale of Two Wastelands, and it's right over here. It's Union Station. If you remember, I came to the Mojave Wasteland from the Capital Wasteland from a place called Union Station. If I want to, I can actually head in and take a train from here back to the Capital Wasteland. But we're not going to do that. There's not really much of a reason to go back. I did everything there is to do over in the Capital Wasteland, aside from maybe a few unique weapons I might not have picked up, but that's not a big deal. For now, let's go back to James Garrett and let him know we have an arrangement.
Hey, chum. Welcome back.
I spoke to Julie Farkas. She says the followers have accepted your offer.
Hey, that's great. We'll get some supplies sent over today as a show of good faith. Once our stills are upgraded, we'll never be short on liquor for our patrons. If Jacob Hoff is sober, we might even have a few new drinks on tap. Most might view us as drug-dealing enablers around here. But honestly, we care about our patrons. It's bad business for people to get addicted. We've got enough crime in Freeside without a bunch of strung-out junkies robbing traders and gamblers to afford their next fix.
There we go, and I gain more Freeside fame. I don't suppose you have any work that needs done?
We've got the basics covered, but now you mention it, we have had unusual requests from some of our wealthier customers. If you can recruit escorts to match these customers' proclivities, I'd be willing to pay you finder's fees.
What sort of proclivities are we talking here?
Our wealthiest client has a thing for ghouls and a thing for cowboys. He wants an escort who can satisfy both fetishes. Plenty of customers have said they'd be willing to pay extra for a suave talker, someone who can fake the boyfriend experience real good. And then there's these disgusting robot fetishists you may have heard about. Well, those creeps want a sex bot. If you ever run across a sex bot, not that I'd ever want one within 100 feet of me, but I gotta be a businessman about
it. Well, I'll see if I run across any suitable candidates.
Just direct them to the Wrangler. I'll pay you when they show up.
I know I'm going to hate myself for asking you this, but any clue where I should look for the sex bot?
The best place to start would be with Ralph, at Mick and Ralph's over on the east end of Freeside. Other than that, your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, I can't imagine anyone wanting to do something like that with a robot from this world. Well, whatever, I'll be going.
Later.
Well, you heard the man, Arcade. We're gonna go find some proclivities. Yeah, that. Having a staring contest with EDE, huh? And we'll go back to Julie Farkas, let her know I've made the arrangement. The Garretts should be sending over supplies shortly.
I'm honestly pleasantly surprised they would help us out. But I can see the Garretts aren't doing this out of the goodness of their hearts. Well, it looks like you've earned yourself a discount on supplies now that we'll be fully covered. This supply deal will aid our work immensely.
And there we go. I gained more followers, the Apocalypse fame, and fame with Freeside. On my way out of the Old Mormon Fort, I noticed something. One of the people I was supposed to look for the Atomic Wrangler was a ghoul cowboy.
Shouldn't be long before the fiends are wiped out. Now that their bosses are gone.
I know, right? Let's talk to Beatrix Russell.
Howdy.
So, who are you?
I've been around a while. Currently working for the followers as a gun for hire. But it's getting rather dull. Aside from protecting them from the occasional thug looking to intercept supply shipments, there isn't much to do around here. The one researcher I liked who I could chat up about liquor got transferred. And the rest of the docs are pretty uptight about my kind of fun.
Oh, that's too bad. What are you doing here with the followers?
I joined up looking for a decent paying job. Granted, the pay's all right, but they won't let me kick back and slog a brew at the end of the day. They're worried the filthy drunkies in detox seeing me drink will cause an immediate relapse. I say their rehab effort here is just a revolving door.
It sounds like you're not enjoying the job. You must have seen a lot over the years.
I've been around long enough to observe the patterns of human behavior. Physical and mental anguish are especially exciting to explore.
Seems a bit cryptic.
Hey, who doesn't enjoy a little pinch and squeal every once in a while?
I see. I don't suppose you'd be interested in working for the Garretts instead.
They already have that pig McCaffrey working for them. Do they need another guard?
This would be an escort job.
I've escorted my share of idiot tourists around Freeside. Too much trouble for what it pays.
How do I put this? I guess the straight, blunt way. By escort, I mean prostitute.
I'm all boot, knives, and leather, friend. And a ghoul besides. What kind of weirdo wants what I've got?
I don't know, but it turns out there are somehow customers looking for someone like you.
Weirdos into bullwhips and necrosis, huh? Doesn't sound half bad. What am I thinking? I'm no whore. And I ain't about to hand my ass over to some penny ante hustler like he owns me.
Well, you'd be an independent with a deep discount on the booze, possibly.
They do have a damn good selection of hooch over at the Wrangler. If I get to choose my customers, if I get to be a little rough with them, if my cut is fair, and if I get that discount, that just might work. Tell the Garretts I'll stop by to work out terms.
Alright, well, I found one of the proclivities that James Garrett wanted.
Yep.
So now I just have to find a suave, smooth-talking guy and a robot. I was walking over here to look around, and I noticed there's a body laying over here on the tracks. What the? It's little Buster. You might remember I talked with this guy back in Camp McCarran. He was the guy that talked to me about Cook. Why is he dead? What happened, buddy? Well, I can take his grenades, his metal armor, and his cram opener. He won't be needing them anymore. Well, he said he was going to go play cards over at the Gomorrah in New Vegas. Either he didn't make it, or the card game didn't go well for him. Poor guy. I probably won't use it, but his unique bladed fist, the cram opener, does a pretty decent DPS. I think Love and Hate actually has better DPS. Damage 91, DPS of 124. So it's a slower weapon, but it does bonus critical damage and bonus critical chance. And it looks like any other bladed gauntlet in the game. And there's a guy over here I think is who I need for the smooth talker. Here he is. Guy named Santiago.
How are you today? Santiago is fabulous.
James Garrett's looking for a suave escort. Would you be interested in some work?
I'm honored they would consider me. I'll start immediately.
Oh, well, that was easy. Alright.
Goodbye.
And he runs right off to join the Atomic Wrangler. Who's that guy waving me over?
Check it out, between the dumpsters there.
Friend of yours?
Nah, just some idiot that wandered down the wrong alley. Sound familiar?
You guys are not the smartest bunch. Here, let me show you why. You didn't really think you'd be able to take on a guy in power armor, did you? Or his laser-firing friends? Oh. Well, Gannon, we cleared a couple of the dumbest Freeside thugs ever out of Freeside. That's got to count for something, right? Past where Union Station is this area over here that my quest marker is leading me towards. Looks like it's an old rundown building called Cerulean Robotics. What a shame. I had to murder that giant rat with my flaming bullet-launching pistol. Bad rat. Looks like there's a robot in here. Activate Protectron programming interface. Luckily, I have 100 in science, so this shouldn't be hard. Let's see, fully integrated security technology officer. I can run a diagnostic on it. All systems nominal. Let's upload a programming routine. And with my high science, I can program it as a sex bot. Routine accepted. Oh, I know I'm going to regret this.
Fully integrated security technotronic officer active and reporting for duty.
That sure is a mouthful. Let's shorten that to Fisto. We'll name you after that old pneumatic gauntlet I had back in the Capital Wasteland before I replaced it with Love and Hate.
Yes, sir. Fisto reporting for duty. Please assume the position.
Excuse me? No way.
I am programmed for your pleasure. Please assume the position.
I don't think so. I don't even like robots, let alone in that way. No, my pleasure is for you to go to the Atomic Wrangler and work there.
Fisto will report to the Atomic Wrangler for further orders.
Alright then, James Garrett's your new owner. Head on over.
Yes, sir.
Unbelievable. Alright, let's go let James Garrett know I found all the people he was looking for to work for him. And back to James Garrett once again.
Hey, chum. Welcome back.
Yeah, I sure am. I found that sex bot you were looking for.
You did? Ha, damn! I've been looking for one of those for years. For my customers, I mean, I'm not into that kind of shit.
Well, that's good to know. I can apparently pass a barter or a speech check that say the same thing. Fisto's a heavy-duty piece of equipment built to last.
You're right, you're right. Something like this, it's worth a little extra because it's gonna keep on satisfying you. Those disgusting fetishists, I mean.
Yeah, not me.
Fuck a machine.
Fisto's already programmed to respond to your commands.
It is? It will? My god, imagine the possibilities. It didn't happen to come with an owner's manual, did it? Ah, forget it. Trial and error should do it.
I'm not even gonna ask. I found you that smooth talker for an escort.
And who would that be?
A guy named Santiago.
That honey-mouthed son of a bitch? Fine. At least let to shut up occasionally. Those pretty lips of his are gonna see more traffic than a Brahmin trail in low summer.
Okay, I don't need that kind of information. I found you an escort who's both a ghoul and a cowboy.
Imagine that! What's his name and when's he start?
Her name is Beatrix, and she can start right away.
A she, huh? Well, I guess the customer who made that request can't get everything he wants. Hell, who knows? You might not even notice the difference. Looks like that gives us a full roster of new ass to sell. Good work. Enjoy the bonus.
Well, that might be the strangest and least heroic quest I've done so far. I'll be going.
Talk to you later.
But the people of Freeside like me for it, so I guess that's all that really counts.
Welcome to the Atomic Wrangler. Looking to exchange?
Sure am. I think I'll exchange some of the Legion coins I've collected for chips. And we'll play some blackjack for a bit. And for the next part, we'll finish up in Freeside, getting to help out all the people around here. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you for the next video.